I reckon a lot of people will be on road trips right now. It's that time of year and they'll be cruising all over Australia.
Well, it's been a big couple of days, Chrissy and Boxing Day and a couple of huge cracking days. But you're right, they would be on... Do you remember some of those drives we used to do?
Oh, I remember some of the most crazy long drives as families. Yeah, ridiculous.
You're from Shep, I'm from Beechworth, so we used to travel up and down that bloody Hume Highway. Do you remember when the Hume Highway used to be a single road?
Yes, dangerous.
And you used to get to Calcallo and it was just bedlam.
And if Dad was ever passing... It was a hold your breath event.
Yeah, it was speed up. I
remember just all the peaks. You know, you'd be driving behind a truck and then he'd peek out. You'd go back in. You'd peek out again. And you'd go back in. And then you go, we're right. Then, you know, the foot would go on the accelerator and off we'd go past his truck and get back in.
It was unbelievable.
So here's the question. If you're in a speed zone that's like 110 or 100, if you're overtaking, you get up to about 130, 140 because you have to. You have to, otherwise you couldn't overtake. So does that mean technically you're speeding, and if a cop saw you, would you be pinged?
Yep,
I reckon in today's world you would get a massive fine, and they wouldn't accept any excuse. You're gonna have to go past the truck. There was, stones were coming up. I was getting smashed the windscreen. Sorry, mate, you're not allowed to go 125 kilometres an hour.
But the thing is too, there was also only single lanes. Now you've got double lanes, so the speeding, you don't need to overtake nearly as much to do it. The other thing too was, remember back then there was no GPS.
Yes.
So you'd have the Melway or you have the map and you'd try to do it, you'd do it upside down or do that. Yeah. And then my mum used to dart. So she used to have a smoke. So
on the car.
Windows down, kids. Have a dart, smoke away. That's all right. Yeah, on your beers. But that died down. But then and the cars were crap back then. There was no proper stereos in the car.
There was no proper air conditioning. It was just a fan.
And then you're playing the stupid games like Spotto.
How do you play Spotto?
Spotto. Well, it'd be we're looking for a blue car. Spotto. There's a blue car coming. Or we'd play number plates. So number plate. So we're looking for an A. Yeah. So and you take it in turns of cars. So if it was your turn for an A, that's your car. Oh, there's an A. All right, I'm up to B now. I'm up to B. I'm up to C. Didn't realise the number plates only went to M or T back then. Like they'd never gone down the alphabet yet. So, but that was. And then we played I Spy and stupid. It was so boring.
I Spy was the dumbest game because your little brother or your sister would say, "I spy something starting with a C." And you'd be looking all over the place. Yeah. It'd take you 3 minutes. And you go, what is it? She'd go, it was a cow. Like, where was the cow? Wait, the cow's now 5 kilometres behind us. What are you talking about?
We used to play this number plate game where you'd have to, with the kids, and we still occasionally do it if we're on a road trip. And basically, it's the first person to make a sentence out of the 3 letters of the number plate. So, for example...
Oh, I like that game.
For example, if the number plate comes up, you've got 3 numbers there, you forget the numbers. If the letters were GWB...
Hang on.
You've got to make a sentence that works.
Can we do our own number plates? Buddy. Can we do our own number plates right now?
Yeah, okay.
All right, we'll play a game. All right, so I'll go first. My letters...
Your first car?
No, the car I'm driving now.
No, it should be your first car. Everyone remembers their first number plate.
No, mate, I was getting... My first car was...
Oh, you in America?
No... Yeah, I was in America, but back here I was always given cars to drive. Like my good friends at Lexus to Blackburn. So my first car really here in Australia was BMW. It was a brand new BMW.
Mine was a Commodore. Mine was Commodore DHL 478.
DHL. All right, let's go with DHL.
DHL. It was a Commodore.
DHL. Come on, let's come up with something.
Dogs have legs.
Dogs have legs.
Oh, there you go.
That's
nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Dish lickers. Heaving.
Dirty.
Yeah.
No.
Dirty.
Yeah. Handkerchiefs.
Dirty hankies. Live. It's so stupid.
It's a fun game when you're on a road trip.
No, well done.
No, I like it.
You should patent that.
That is a beauty.
Make a game out of it or something.
Make a game.
What was the longest road trip you ever did? We went from Melbourne to the Gold Coast and back. And
what?
And the way back, mate, once it's the worst because you've always on the way up there, like it took 30 hours probably because we stopped overnight a couple of times. On the way up there, there's excitement. As a kid, because you know what you're going to do. You're going to the beaches. You're going to go to Rottnest Island, or all these amazing things.
Coming home.
Coming home.
Kipper.
You just know school's coming up. It stinks and it's hot. It's a disgrace.
And there's no air conditioning in cars back then.
No.
Unless you had a Mercedes that was a top of the range thing.
It was just the fan.
There was just no air conditioning. So it was bloody hot.
And that trip to the Gold Coast for you would have been enormously disappointing because if you were driving to the Gold Coast to see Rottnest Island,
yes. Where is it? Perth?
It's in Perth.
What's the one up there? It's another island.
Stradbroke Island?
Stradbroke Island, thank you.
There's only about 160 up there.
Stradbroke Island was the one we always went to.
Oh, road trips are great. I love them. I reckon they're great.
Yeah.
No, but the TV, the new invention of the portable telly
On the back.
has changed the game. For parents, it has changed the game.
Yeah.
No, the car seat was a big invention.
Yeah.
The seatbelt was even a big invention.
Yeah.
But don't ever underestimate the portable TV in the car as one of the great inventions for road trips.
I'll raise you here. I reckon podcast. I had to listen to Joe Rogan the other day. I had to go do a thing in Sorrento. So I was an hour and a half down, an hour and a half back. It was a 2.5 hour podcast. It was brilliant. Joe Rogan. It's the first one I've ever. It's the first one ever.
But he is pretty popular. There's a few people listening to it.
What do you reckon the topic was?
Drugs.
No.
Money.
Politics.
You're thinking, looking at me, right? What's the topic?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we talking about space?
We're talking about aliens.
Oh, God.
This bloke is absolutely certain, and he's one of these blokes who's had access, and he's absolutely certain that not only have we got flying saucers, but there have been aliens that they've looked at.
Has he been tested for meth?
No, I'm going to give you the Joe Rogan that you can make up your own mind.
So
But it was unbelievable. It was good. It was a good listen.
So you're saying he's a lunatic?
I'm saying he has a lot of credibility in his field.
There's no aliens.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
I'm not
Okay,
sure
this is we're going to go off aliens because you'll talk for hours about this.
Well, it was a
but
good
you make a
subject.
good point, Marko, that podcasts are a great in-car listen. Now, people are on road trips, as you're talking about, Ox. Why don't we each give a recommendation for a podcast that people could listen to when they're finished with a couple of
This
blokes?
one.
Okay, so number one, and I've done this a couple of times, and you go to the Gold Coast, there's about 10 hours of, might be 12 hours of listening, the Garden of Eden.
The Garden of Eden.
All right, so it's a
You're big on this.
young girl Eden who took her own life, or allegedly did, and there's an investigation, and then police corruption in Tasmania. It's in St Helens in Tassie. It's just an amazing podcast. Very, very thought-provoking. Sometimes
You loved it.
Sometimes you need people to stand up and fight, and they've got a solicitor that's doing it pro bono, Peter Lurbach, who's just a gun.
Really?
Yeah, he's a gun. Gun.
And he sounds a bit kind of. This is not going to be. I don't mean to sound offensive here, but he sounds like just a knockabout bloke.
Yeah, he is. He doesn't drink, which is unusual for lawyers, solicitors, because with the stresses of their job. But no, this is a ripper. So the Garden of Eden.
Right.
Sounds good.
Well, I'm just going to give you this Joe Rogan one, and listen to this, okay? So his name's David Grush.
Yep.
David Grush is a former Air Force intelligence officer, representative of the National Reconnaissance
Nutbag
Office to the unidentified aerial phenomena, blah, blah,
here we
blah.
go,
It
here
goes
we
on
go.
and on and on. It's episode 2065. So if you got a 2.5 hour drive, buckle in because you won't believe what comes out.
All right.
What about you, Dan?
Well, I like Smartless, but I haven't listened to it for a little while.
Why?
I just kind of went off it for a bit.
Yeah, okay.
But you know how that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
There is one that I do like called 1 Minute Remaining by an Aussie guy called Jack Lawrence, where he interviews prisoners.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
It's really interesting.
You'd like the sound of that, would you? You'd love crime.
Sounds like a con to me.
No, it's worth a listen. Of course, the other one too that's worth a listen is Talk Birdie To Me.
Yes, that's right.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's hosted by this guy called Nick O'Hearn, who's great. There's someone whose name escapes me at the
Nick,
moment.
now, good reviews for Nick. Very, very good reviews.
Can we get moving, please? Because I'm ready to launch.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to be a hero.
Oh,
I do not want to be a hero.
no, but be one, please.
But I am going to take...
Have you taken someone out of a burning car?
No, not for a while.
Okay.
Not like
All right.
you.
Okay.
Not like you.
All right.
I'm going to do one for society.
Okay.
For the Australian society that I love. Because there is a phenomenon happening around the streets of this great country, and it's an absolute disgrace.
Dog poo again?
No.
Okay.
Litter?
No.
Graffiti.
No. Worse.
It can't be worse than graffiti.
It is. There is weeds growing out of the median strips that now are representative of trees. So much so,
I've actually seen a bit of this.
so much so that the weeds are hiding something else that's happening out there.
Don't say they're growing hooch.
There are now trees growing. I'm showing you a picture. There are
me.
trees growing out of median strips.
That's up to the top of the traffic light.
Where traffic lights go. Look at this one. This one's almost on the road. That's a tree on the road.
My goodness
Now,
me.
we'll put it up on our socials when it comes out. But it is a disgrace. Now,
Can you tell me what council that was in?
it's South Road, Oakley.
Okay, so we're talking Stonington, is it?
Stonington.
Okay, well, I'm going to give Stonington a clip. They will ping you for parking in the wrong spot for 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yet that tree's been growing for how long? Let's say 4 months.
Longer. That,
And they-
that's a one. That no one's planted it. That is inserted itself in a crack in
called
cement.
Germination, isn't it?
That's it. So I reckon it's been going for 2 years.
2 years and they haven't bothered to cut that down. Mark, you've stumbled upon something that's very important.
What about the tree on the side of the road? Now they're mowing around that. People they wouldn't get out and just break it off. They're mowing around a tree that's growing onto the road.
Onto the road.
That is actually pretty funny.
It is.
It's pretty
It is.
funny.
I mean, we've got to do something.
You've got to be a hero here.
I've got to be a hero.
You've got to get... You need to team up with Jim.
I've got to. Now let's get Jim Penman on the program.
We need to speak to Jim.
Jim's median strip repair. Because every single council in Australia.
You're a franchise.
You're
a franchise, Jim.
I am.
Jim's median strip repairs.
But I want you now you won't be able to unsee it, either of you.
Yeah.
Because you have both got used to the weeds growing at median strips. I promise you, now you will start seeing trees
Why don't they
growing out of median strips.
Why don't they just put a bit of poison on it?
That's it. That's
Kill
all
it.
they're going to do.
Just kill it.
Mate, but some of the weeds, I've started noticing it.
No, they're big. I've noticed them too.
I've started noticing in COVID. All right, so when COVID was there, no one was allowed to do anything. But they haven't done anything since then.
No.
It's 2020.
No, I'm with you.
We're going to get Jim Penman on the show.
It's very funny you bring up Jim Penman because I read an article. I've just googled it now.
Yeah.
That he's got Jims Mowing, he's got Jims all sorts of stuff.
Antennas.
Antennas, like heaps of them.
Plumbing.
They've launched a new one.
What is it?
And I read it and thought that is a dumb idea.
Don't say Jim's OnlyFans. Oh, imagine that. Okay.
No, it's targeting women and it's called Jim's Beauty. I just don't think it's thought through.
So hang on. Is it going to be like Jim's Mowing style where they turn up at your house? Because if you actually turn up at your house...
Or they talk about clipping other grass.
Well, no,
Well, there's probably that involved as well.
No, here's what he said.
No, it might be haircuts.
Jim's Beauty. No. Jim's Beauty franchises. And basically, a lot of people, especially women, who would be interested in doing this, and I think, this is Jim saying this, I think there's a good market for it. And basically, they will provide all kinds of services, facials, skin treatments, lashes, eyebrows, waxing, bridal, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Hair, teeth whitening, nail treatments, everything. It just feels to me like, I mean, if you're I'm not a woman, so I don't know, but I would have thought that women aren't going to go to Jim's Mowing and then the Jim's Beauty part of that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm sure Jim Penman himself isn't coming out and back cracking and sacking you. I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm tipping he's not cutting your lawn and then doing your fingers.
I don't think
No,
so.
I think it's a separate person.
It'd be Mary.
Yeah.
Mary would come along in her car and bring her, toolboxes out, and she'd sit you down and put an apron on and wax everything inside, whatever you needed done.
I always thought that Jim would have gone into Jim's moving. Jim's removalists.
Yeah. Now
that makes sense, doesn't it? Jim's removalists.
see this now.
Because Jim's trusted. Jim's trusted.
He is trusted.
And when you remove stuff, you want to go with a trusted company like Total Transport. Our mate
That's
Jim,
exactly right.
Jim Aspro.
Correct.
He's got Total Transport. Now they're good. But imagine if Jim did Jim's removals.
Oh.
I think it'd go all right.
See, there's a couple of crowns in the Jim's. There's a couple of jewels in the Jim's crown that are missing.
Yeah.
Weeding for councils.
Yes.
And this, removal.
Jim's removals.
Let's get him on the show. Have you got one too?
Yeah. Jims.
Jim's.
Not bad.
So when he turns up, he rolls out an exercise bike and
you could do
your
Personal trainers.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
Jims.
Jims.
What about Jim Jams?
Sell pajamas.
If you sell jams.
I'll sell pajamas. I could do pajamas too.
I reckon you won't see Jim doing bookcases. Because I reckon books are on the still.
You've said this before.
Books are dying, mate.
No one wants a bookcase.
No one wants a bookcase
built into their office anymore.
Have you got a bookcase?
No. But in my last house, I did. And now the new one, there's no chance.
I don't have a bookcase, but I've got a really nice old sort of shelf thing with book ends on the top of it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's multi-purpose. That's a good one.
Hey, I've got a question for you guys. It's a 1, 2, 3 question.
Right.
All right.
It's a food-related 1, 2, 3 questions, all about food.
Righto.
Okay, hang on. You're right in my wheelhouse now.
I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
First question. Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth?
Yeah, I'm a smooth man, but I'm not going to hold it against you if you're a crunchy dude.
No, I'm one or the other, and I don't mind. I like smooth. I like crunchy. If I had to die on one, I'd probably take smooth, but I still love crunchy like you wouldn't believe.
That's a pretty random, stupid question to tell you.
I don't mind it. I don't mind.
It leads on to the next one. Number 2, peanut butter. In the fridge or in the pantry?
In the pantry. No one puts peanut butter in the fridge.
Why would you put peanut butter in the fridge? You would make it harder to spread.
Can't spread it.
It would make your toast colder. You want warm
That's
toast.
stupid.
It's a stupid thing to do.
Can you call my wife Jay and tell her that? Because she won't listen to me.
No. Yeah, you can do that.
Jay, does Jay listen?
Yeah.
Jay, come on.
Does she listen?
Let's get real, Jay.
Yeah, that's stupid.
She did talk the other day about the WhatsApp group, and she said, well, maybe I should respond to that. Because I did laugh at Ox's comment. And I said, well, you should have replied.
Which comment?
The comment about the Daryl's moustache.
Oh, yeah. And number 3?
Number 2 has a 2A part to it, Vegemite, fridge or pantry.
Pantry for the same reasons.
No, Vegemite does not go in the fridge. Jam goes in the fridge.
Please.
Because jam is spreadable.
Okay, I think Vegemite in the fridge is okay.
No, it's not. Not if it goes on toast. Then you got this beautiful warm toast, and now you got cold toast.
And even worse if it goes on bread. It'll just put a hole in your bread.
Please.
Number
Come on,
3.
switch on.
Think about this. Oh, this is the biggie.
And I don't want to be judged for this. Like you 2 ratbags judge me over eating grapes in the supermarket.
Yeah, well, that's called stealing grapes.
Stealing
grapes, mate.
No, sampling.
Yeah. Stealing, sampling, and not paying.
I still can't. You got to back off, mate.
No, you got to.
You got to back off this one.
Because what about if someone takes a steak and samples a steak?
Yes, that's right.
I'm not advocating steak. Eating a steak.
Let's get the plastic off. Oh yeah, I like this one.
And have you seen how much grapes are at the moment?
Oh, mate, they're outrageous.
They're $19 a kilo.
Yeah, because of people like Dan.
What about plums? Have you seen how much they are?
You're not sampling.
$9.90 a kilo.
You're not doing that.
What do they taste like?
No, I haven't had that.
Are they in season?
Mate, he said what a watermelon the other day.
But if we can quickly read the cone of silence down.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Hang on.
I did eat an apricot in the supermarket yesterday.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
You didn't.
In fact, I had 2.
Mate,
You had 2 apricots.
Ox.
You're a thief.
Ox. Have you got a thieving wing at my hab? Because this fella's got.
Do you know where I work?
You got an issue, mate.
I work for the Endeavour Group.
Got problems.
The Endeavour Group is Woolworths.
Oh, well, I shouldn't be telling you this then.
No, exactly
Well,
right.
you'd have figures. You'd have facts and figures on the shoplifter.
I'll get the figures by the end of this podcast.
Okay. All right.
To prove that if every person walked out with 2 apricots,
What it's costing, West?
oh, can you imagine? The price of milk would go up.
All right. Okay, cone of silence up. Number 3. This is the big one. If you are making something in the kitchen, for example, let's say you're making scrambled eggs or something, and you drop a little bit on the floor, right? No, I'm not talking about dropping something here, but you drop a little bit on the floor.
Yeah, 5 seconds you can eat it.
No, it's not the 5-second rule. I get that one. It's not the 5-second rule. My question is this. My view is it's okay if you have a dog to let the dog be the cleaner-upper of said food on the floor.
Yeah, tick. No worries. In fact, dog lick the floor a little bit and clean it up even more.
I think.
Get all the dust off.
No.
What?
So you drop some scrambled eggs on the floor, you won't let the dog clean it
No,
up?
because the dog eats dog food. It does not eat human food.
Why can't a dog eat an egg?
Because it's not designed to eat eggs.
Eggs are good for dogs' coats.
To mix it in with their dog food occasionally. And you would stop looking at TikTok, Dr. Harry.
No, mate.
No, seriously, dogs are there to eat dog food.
Mate.
They don't eat human food because there's nothing worse than having a pet that sits there and begs for food as you're eating or cooking.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about feeding a scrambled eggs off the table.
No, but that's where it starts. It starts on the floor, and then it becomes begging, and then it becomes a pain in the ass.
No. Now, I've got
You don't have a dog.
I've got some insight. My dad was a greyhound trainer.
Yeah, and how many greyhounds were licking eggs off the floor?
Listen to the story.
You know dogs.
I know dogs.
Please.
So every single time on the way home after a dog had run, my dad would stop at McDonald's, get each dog a cheeseburger. Right? What are you laughing at? I haven't got to the best bit yet. But if the dog won, he would give it one of those Dairy Whip ice creams and let the dog eat the ice cream after it won. So my dad had many greyhounds of the year in the country.
He did.
He had stacks of them. And he thinks this is it. So they knew if they were going to run, they were going to get a cheeseburger no matter what.
He might have got Greyhound of the Year in Australia if he hadn't fed him friggin' McDonald's.
Can I quickly tell you this? I'm going to tell the story. Dad died a couple of years ago, right? You were at the funeral. And
it was at the Greyhound track.
It was at the Greyhound track. You'll love this. You won't believe this. So he was the president of the Warragul Greyhound Association, and he ran the track.
Very respected.
Respected. He took the track from where it was, which was nowhere, to somewhere quite good was making. Anyway, when the funeral was over, we put the dad in the back of the hearse, and as requested, Dad did a lap of honour of the Warragul Greyhound track, chasing the lure.
He did. And what was playing at the same time?
Rocky Balboa. Rocky's theme song. So we had Rocky's theme song going. We had Dad, a hearse going around a greyhound track, chasing the lure.
And you know what? He was only 7-1.
Oh, God, too good.
Can we have a break?
Yes, we have to.
Good idea. Miss you, Dad. I do miss you. Hey, I want to know what you went dressed as at the
yesterday
and the Boxing Day party as well. We'll get to that in a tick.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. We'd love you to subscribe and rate us when you get a chance.
Yeah, we're talking about funerals just a second ago.
I've seen a career. We spoke about Jims before.
We're going to have Jim's funerals.
No.
I reckon he'd be good. He'd kill it.
No, he could. He'd clean up around the plot. No, but I saw this thing. This is guy who is now employed by people who are dying to make sure that the funeral goes to plan. And if there's people in there that, if people turn up that he doesn't want there or she doesn't want there, he boots them.
They're hooked out.
So he was telling a story that this guy paid him, I think it was $5,000 to make sure that his funeral went off all right. But prior to him dying, and this guy was dying of cancer, his best mate was coming over to see him all the time. But he knew that he was having an affair with his wife, or he was trying to have an affair with his wife. So he said, if he turns up, I want you to stand up and say, Jack, I want you out of here because you've been trying to sleep with my wife for too long, and you're not a real mate. So does this, turns up. Jack turns up at the funeral.
Yeah.
So gets up just before they're about to get going, and he said, Jack, you there? Yep, I'm here. Jack, just wanted to let you know the bill. Before he died, he said you knew you were trying to crack onto his missus, and if you turned up at the funeral, I had to kick you out. So now get out. So kicked him out, and there was another one there that he had to kick out as well. So his job is to go to funerals, and the people who are there under pretenses of being good people who are actually not there for the right reasons, his job is to boot them.
Mate, he'd only have to get 2 of those a month, and he's making 120 a year.
So he stands up and he just goes, bang. That's not a bad gig.
It's a lot of $5,000. Jeez.
I said, that's a great idea for people.
It's a good way to.
It's a business idea.
It's a great business idea.
And by the way, if you've got a business idea for us, just get in touch with our socials. We'll get you on the program. But it's got to be good. It's got to be something like that.
If he was going to start that as an ongoing business, Ox, well, it would need a slogan, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If you want this prick out of the funeral, I'm the man you trust.
That's very good.
That is good.
Jeez, quick.
Might be a bit harsh.
That is good.
Might be a bit harsh, but
it's long to fit on a side of a ute or something.
But you want to be able to fight too.
Yeah, that's right.
Because if you can't, if you stand up and you ask him to leave, and then he's got other people around him that say, "Hang on, it's got to be there's got to be a massive."
You need to be an old bouncer or something.
But this bloke was saying no. He goes, he's busy. He's got plenty of opportunities because a lot of people want the final say.
Yeah.
When you die, you want the final say because that's the last say you're going to have.
That's it. You're out. That'd be nice. But you've got to dress like Winston Wolfe. If you're doing this job, right? If you're doing this job, you can't turn up looking like you're there.
Rock up in tracksuit pants.
You've got to look like Winston Wolfe.
Yeah, you got to be, and you got to have a bit of size about you.
Yeah.
Your dad had Eye the Tiger playing as he went around the Warragul track.
Yeah.
What would your songs be if you had to choose one today?
Eternal Flame.
Jeez.
Mine be the Gambler.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Kenny Rogers.
That's perfect for you.
Yeah, that's me.
The Gambler.
Wouldn't it be seen as a bit insensitive?
No, you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fight. You got to know when to walk away.
Okay.
Mine would be, I want everyone crying in that funeral. So it'd be a real sad one. I want everyone sooking so bad.
Whitney.
What's that?
Whitney.
Yeah, a bit of Whitney.
Oh, God.
Yeah, something where everyone's crying their head off.
Really?
Yeah.
I reckon when footy songs get played at the end, that makes me cry.
They're good.
I had a mate die there not so long ago and they played the Carlton theme song. He's walking out and I don't like the Carlton theme song, but it bloody sounded good.
Oh, it's very
It was so good.
You know, I was at a funeral not long ago. It was a golf funeral, so there's a lot of old blokes there. And the wind beneath my wings came up. I'm sitting next to an old bloke. And I looked at him and he looked at me and he goes, not again. Did he? Not again.
Hey, we haven't asked you. It's very rude. How did the big Barbie goes today?
Oh, so I had 55 over for Boxing Day. It was a dress-up Australiana theme.
What did you go dressed as?
I went as Strawny.
Oh.
I went as Strawny.
You went in Collingwood colours.
I went in Collingwood colours.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I had the Strawny wig. I started with the wig and then got the jacket.
You kind of looked like a big Strawny if you had the wig.
Looked like a big Strawny. It went down well. We had some great costumes. It was just a cracking day.
So hang on. You carried on like a Collingwood nuffy for the whole day?
Yep.
Oh, you would have loved it.
From start to finish.
You would have loved it.
From start to finish. And most of my family are Collingwood supporters.
Is that right? I didn't know that.
all my rallies. My auntie Kate, she died just before 3/4 time watching the Pies on a Friday night.
Are you joking?
She had a heart attack. She died, poor Auntie Kate.
Oh, God, that's no good.
I know. Her beloved Pies. And then they frigging win the flag this year. She misses out. She only died a few years ago.
Oh, it's sad.
Yeah, Kate was a gun. God, she was a gun.
There's actually
mad Collingwood.
A few people have been having heart
Guess who her
attacks in the
favourite
footy.
was? So Kate's 70. Kate would have been 79.
Geordie.
No, guess who her favourite of all time was?
Oh, Fabulous Phil.
Close.
Peter Dacos.
Close. Same era.
Peter Moore. Oh, Billy Pickett.
Billy Pickett.
Number 25.
Love Billy.
Yeah.
Good old Auntie Kate.
You were talking about, maybe 3 weeks ago on the pod, about how you get hangovers and you don't get them.
Correct.
Mate, given that you drank 8,000 beers yesterday, you've come in remarkably good nick.
Pulled up well.
How many beers? How many? Just estimates. You'd never know.
So we start off on the shots early. That's what the Schwartzes do the shots early. And then we have...
Hey, one of those bucket things you buy.
One of those bucket things. So just to welcome everybody, so what we do
When you walk through the front door, you're going to do a shot.
No, we line everyone up and it goes down from age. So the oldest starts and the youngest at 18.
Yeah.
So we all have one. And then we've got the punch bowl. So we do that.
Yeah. What's the punch bowl?
The punch bowl is just full of punch, and we just punch.
Who makes that? You. So what do you just? Are you tipping it in?
Oh, I'm Tom Cruise.
Cocktail style?
Tom Cruise.
Are you really?
I'm Tom Cruise. I'm just doing all this sort of stuff. And then I made up some other cocktails, which was some Santa cocktails.
Yeah, Santa cocktails.
Well, so you do the rim of the glass with a bit of
salt.
No. With what's the sugary stuff? It's like it's like a liquid.
Don't know.
Anyway, can't think
vanilla.
of this.
Bitters? Vanilla slice.
No. It's anyway. So
vanilla extract.
Yeah, it's like vanilla essence, right?
Wow.
So it's like
you remember the piss?
No, so it's like vanilla essence around the top,
it.
and then you dip it in hundreds and thousands.
Oh.
And then you do this.
It's very elaborate.
Oh no, it's a big day. The spit. Then all the seafood, but it was the first time my whole family come together.
That's
for
nice.
Nearly 15 years.
Oh, that would have been unbelievable.
So we had took the photos, and it was great fun. Great fun. What about yours? You're just quite one?
Quitey. Yeah. No, we had all Trish's family at my house.
Okay.
I'm still recovering.
You're sounding good.
Now, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about Hoodies magazine.
Yes.
And Mark, you...
I said I wouldn't write for them.
Well, you also said...
And you didn't believe me, either of you, that someone would ask me to write for them.
We asked you what the Hoodies magazine was about, and you said, it's about jumpers or something.
No, I didn't.
You did. You did. And then we actually found out what it's about.
You were a disgrace.
Yeah.
So we're going to call...
Are we?
We're going to call the bloke, Ben, who runs it, and he's going to tell us what it's about.
Ben sounds like a pretty good bloke.
Wow.
Hope Ben had a good Christmas.
Hello, Ben speaking.
G'day, Ben. Ox and Marko, how are you?
Well, thank you very much, Ox, and good you made it in today, mate.
Yeah,
thank you. It was a big Christmas. It was a big Christmas and big Boxing Day, but we got here.
One goat. You see?
One goat.
One goat.
Hey, Hoodies magazine. I hear you're selling a ton of hoodies.
Yeah. Well, it's free. It's free for the entire world to download on our website. Ox.
Tell us about it.
So, look, it was born out of COVID, really, and it was never. Look, it was me being the middle-aged, former opera singer, fat dad from the morning.
Hang on a minute. Are you an opera singer?
Used to be in another life. I was
a tenor,
absolutely.
Or are you? What are you?
No, I was a tenor. No, I did music at uni about 8,000 years ago, and probably extracted as much talent out of my body as I could, and ended up working in restaurants.
I'll be honest with you. The first opera singer we've spoken to on a couple of blokes.
Yeah. Could you make the walls vibrate?
Yeah, probably.
Because I've had experience with this in one situation.
Hang on. You've been with an opera singer.
I've been with an opera singer, and they started singing in a small room. I'll tell the story, all right? So my first trip as
Marko's blushing right now.
My first trip as a professional golfer outside of Australia
to Canada
was to Canada.
I know this. Yes,
you know the story.
I know.
So we fly. So I fly to Canada, and
your luggage doesn't turn up.
My luggage doesn't get out of Vancouver. So I had to get a Fokker Friendship to Victoria, which is next door in Vancouver Island. And I get there. It's my first time out of Australia with a bit of money in my pocket. I've got no clothes, no golf clubs, and it's Saturday, the tournament starts next week. I thought, I'll just go down the street. So I went down the street, went to the first pub I saw, sat down, and I saw a Foster's in the fridge. So like a real wanker, the barman came over and I said, hey, mate, one Foster's, please. Like a real wanker, 21-year-old dickhead, right? Yep. But there was a woman next door to me, and she heard me say it.
Oh.
So I go, so what do you do? And she goes, I sing opera. And I said, really? And she just lit the room up. Like she started singing like the classic stuff, and it makes you well up.
You were crying.
It makes you well up. It's so powerful. When an opera singer sings, there is power in that room. Now, I'm asking you, Ben, did you have that power?
I used to, absolutely.
There you go.
No,
unbelievable.
Yeah. I finished uni sort of about 92, I think 93, and sang with the old Victoria State Opera as it was then. And I remember doing a show called the Glagletic Mass. It was a Janacek piece, and they brought out a Finnish tenor called Heikki Sukala, and the man was literally 6'8", 6'9", and he was built like the proverbial.
Wow.
and he was the loudest human I've ever stood beside in my life. He was just extraordinary. And it was down at the old ABC rehearsal room in South Bank here in Melbourne, and it was extraordinary.
So where does the power come from when you sing opera?
It's all about breath. I mean, you have a lot of those singers that are, big-chested, males and females, and it's about breath and support. They're a lot of them, and the men in particular tend to have quite thick necks as well, because a lot of it is pressure and coming from breath support. So most of it comes from breath.
Righto. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
I might be pretty good at it.
There you go.
You could be a star at
thick
this.
neck and I'm fat.
You could be a star at this.
Actually, Dan, you'd be good at it.
Oh, jeez. Hey, Ben, before we let you go, and by the way, I still don't think we found out what Hoodies magazine's about, by the way.
Yeah, we need to find out.
We'll find that out. But can you give us like 5 seconds of a song of something so we can hear what you've got?
Something, anything. Okay, so I suppose the one everybody knows is their famous Ness and Dormers, so they're just the leading. So... There you go.
Unbelievable. That is just sensational.
Bravo. Molto bene. That was so
That
good.
is so good.
So quickly, what is Hoodies? What is the magazine about?
So it's an online magazine that was born out of COVID. So it was never anti-vax conspiracy theory nut jobs. It was just about, information and just holding society and things to account. So now we've got, this whole great range of people, Paul Breen, Katerina Bassato, who owns Katerina's in the city, all sorts of different people just writing about life and, different aspects of it. And we write, things that are, society relevant to people nowadays. And that's basically
Hang on. You can hold people to account, like a council who won't clean up the joint, because I reckon you might get me writing one article here and I've got picture proof and all. I'll go nuts.
Well, that's exactly the thing. We've got so much that's, society's changed. We know we live in a modern world and all these sorts of things, but you still got to clean the streets and you still got to hold politicians to account.
And it's a good point you bring up, Ben, because Marko, you need to write for Hoodies. You need to do one article.
Just one a year.
Just
One
one.
a year.
One a year. There
Just
you go.
one a year.
Can it be a feature? Can it be a feature article?
I'll get myself
All right,
organised.
no, that'd be great. Absolutely.
Benny, you're a star. Great voice.
Google Hoodies. What do you call it? Just Hoodies? Google.
It's hoodies hats no BS.com.
There you go.
Hoodies,
Google
no hat.
hoodies hats and you'll find the magazine.
Well done, Ben. Thanks for joining us, mate.
No, thank you very much, boys. Appreciate it.
There you go.
You know what I'm taking out of that? I'm taking out of that when you told us a couple of weeks ago it was an IT magazine, you were talking out of your ass.
No, I didn't know really what it was. I didn't.
Time for some feedback, boys.
Oh, I love this.
And we've got lots. And someone is getting a whack today.
Ox?
Bad
No.
luck, Marko.
Not Ox. We've got a lot of feedback to the comments about, we were talking about men's facial hair and moustaches a couple of weeks ago.
Moustaches, yep.
Yeah. Sophie said, men's facial hair, 2 thumbs down.
Yeah, I tend to agree.
Yeah. Brett McKenzie said, Booney's got the best of all.
Yes, you got to be a certain type of fella
Boonies
to make
is
it
good.
work.
Dennis is good.
Dennis, Maxie Walker, good.
Also, Merv Hughes.
Merv, good.
Merv, very good.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
it's
many
funny-
footballers with good mows.
None.
Did Sidebottom?
Markov.
Sidebottom has a mo?
Who?
Markov.
Oh, Markov from Collingwood.
He's got the circus one. Okay.
Robin has said, Mo's are great. Some of the sexiest men ever have a moustache.
Tom Selleck.
Smiley face. I guess you can't tell that I have a type. Now, what she did put 4 photos of
Tom
blokes she reckons are good-looking guys with Mo's. Tom Selleck was absolutely one of them.
Magnum PI.
Magnum PI.
Really?
Yeah.
Booney was there too.
So who are
Who
the other
else?
ones? Who are the other ones?
She's finished up by saying, Robin's finished up by saying, Rod Marsh is always my favourite. So,
There you go.
I forgot about Marshy.
What a star he
Yeah.
was.
Your mate, Eggy.
Eggy.
He's written in. Tangles.
Also known as Yoki.
Yes.
I don't know if I mentioned that. Tangles, Lethal, Magnum PI wore the cookie duster better than anyone else, but they're not suited to everyone, especially the younger generation. I agree, they look ludicrous.
They look
Well
stupid.
done, Eggy.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yeah, Lethal's a good one. He doesn't get mentioned enough
no,
when we're
not
talking
enough.
about good moustaches.
Not enough.
We were talking about jobs that are really easy a couple of weeks ago.
Yep.
A couple of pods
Which
ago.
ones did we roll with?
Well, you guys were saying that wildlife officers had a really cruisy gig.
That's true.
I got the piss ripped out of me by suggesting guards at banks were doing it pretty easy.
Yeah, well, they do it very easy.
Yeah, until someone tries to rob them and they've got to shoot them dead.
Yeah, I know.
Well, then they've got to hide somewhere.
Yeah.
So we've got a message from Nick777 here. I walked past someone doing maintenance in the city of Kingston, which is in Melbourne, this morning, and it appears that his job is to lean on a shovel. Don't get me started on the 8 people employed to point to where buses replace trains.
Disgraceful. Disgraceful.
I thought you'd like it.
Pointing's a big job.
Disgraceful what's going on out there.
Darren the Bank has written in, hey, can you guys let Ox know the line from Talladega Nights is, if you're not first, you're last.
That's right. That's what it is. That's what it was.
What did you go with? Can you
we
remember?
couldn't remember. We couldn't remember.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We're talking about boring roads. You were talking about how the drive to Beechworth from Melbourne, Ox, is really, really boring.
From Beechworth to Wang, really good.
Yeah.
From Wang to Wang to Melbourne, shocking. But terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Patricia has said, I reckon the most boring drive is the Nullarbor. It takes the cake for the straightest, most boring road ever.
Yeah.
Very hard to argue.
No, I agree.
I've never driven it, but I'd love to.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that drive.
Our mate rode it, David Wren. We went to
he did
Augusta
too.
with.
Wren, he did.
He rode it, and his wife drove the big, Winnebago
Were they
behind.
blowing at the time?
No.
Oh.
drove that thing going like as fast as he was.
20 k's. Oh.
30 kilometres an hour in a car.
It would have taken them 4 weeks.
Oh, disgraceful.
Selfish.
Very selfish.
I don't know what it's called, but there's a road that goes down the middle of the Northern Territory that is a highway. It's basically straight, just a straight road. But it's the only road in Australia, I think, that has no speed limit.
Oh, okay.
Now
you got my attention.
The Nullarbor you can speed, can't you?
I don't know.
Are there speed cameras out there?
Nah, it wouldn't be.
imagine you saw some flashing lights of a big booze bus out there.
Jeez, a bit stiff.
You definitely get pulled over. And Wayne has said Melbourne to Lakes entrance is flat and straight and boring.
Okay. You know, have you ever seen on TV that railway show? And all it is just a camera at the front of a train or the back of a train.
That's
It's
good.
watchable.
I had it on last weekend. I watched the Sydney to Kiama railway line.
How stupid are we that we can do that? But it is very good.
There's also one overseas in the Swiss Alps, I think.
Oh, mate.
And now that's a cracker.
That's next level stuff.
That's a cracker.
Tunnels, pine trees, the lot.
Snow.
Oh, mate.
Okay, next message. Wayne Quarrel has said, Wayne Quazza Quarrel has said, this is where the whack comes in, boys.
Quazza. You're going to whack Quaz.
Be careful.
Maybe. Hey, Ox and Marko, love the pod. Has been stitches. I've been binge listing. You guys were talking about dumb stuff we did as kids. I'm thinking Third Man is telling Porky Pies when he was talking about how he used to jump off the train bridge into the lake. It sounds like he may have been watching the movie Stand By Me.
Possibly.
Where something very similar happens.
Possibly.
Have you inserted yourself into Stand By Me?
no.
Please,
Have you mentally done that?
They also
no.
call him Third Man River.
I am reading this message out because Wayne Quazza Quarrel, wash your mouth out, you tool bag.
Oh.
I did not make Porky Pies up. That was the Mount Kembla Railway Bridge on the way up to Mount Kembla in Wollongong.
So you get personal. When someone attacks you, you get personal.
Well, he's accused me of lying.
Yeah, but then you went personal.
What do you mean?
You called him a
tool bag.
You called him a tool bag.
Well, he's a tool bag. He accused me of lying.
Oh, you just say, no, I'm not a liar. This is what I did.
Oh, okay.
But
Wayne, Quazza Quarrel, sorry, I'm not a liar. You are mistaken. Is that
See,
better?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
better.
There we go.
You don't
He's
disrespect
he's one of the family.
Yeah,
What are you going hard at him for?
Also, names to put people down. Knob Jockey gets a run as well.
Love Knob Jockey.
Yeah,
nice.
So, I hope we never hear from Quazza ever again.
Oh, look at you.
please.
Quazza, come back, please, mate.
Yeah,
we love
right.
you.
You guys were talking about the Hogan's Hole. You were talking about the Hogan's Hole at Narooma.
Amazing hole.
Jamie Cook said, I'm an average golfer and I once got within a metre of the pin on Hogan's Hole and then I three-putted.
Oh, no. No, he's had a gust luggy.
Did he win the nearest the pin? He must have. He
you
must have
think
got
he
the
would've.
nearest the pin.
It's
that
very
day.
good.
For sure.
A couple of last comments here. Tracy Burton has said, hey, guys, I've just discovered your podcast and I'm very pleased that you are back on the air.
Good on you, Trace.
Is that the end of the feedback?
That's the end of the feedback.
All right, well, let's just buckle in for the new year. And Marko,
Time for a joke.
spin the wheel.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
What is it this time?
It's a Christmas joke.
Really? Who saw that coming?
It better be good because it's the last joke of the year.
Righto.
Go on.
Yeah, I got a couple.
Oh,
here.
hang on a minute.
I got a couple.
Have you got a sack full of them?
Yeah, I've got a sack full of Santa jokes. Why does Santa go down the chimney?
Don't know. Why does Santa go down the chimney?
Because it soots him.
Don't laugh at
You
it.
don't like come
Why
on.
does he like that?
Okay, all right.
What's a snowman's favourite cereal? Come on, this is easy. Snowflakes.
Oh, good.
Do you want another one? Because they're
Keep
so
'em coming,
good. They're
keep 'em
so
coming.
good. How do you clean your hands during Christmas?
Don't know.
With hand sanitizer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right, well, that'll do us.
Well, Happy New Year, boys, for a few days away. Have a great. What are you going to usually go out and celebrate? Or
I'm going up to the Whitsundays tomorrow.
Oh, how good.
Yeah, just going up there. Fake tan, or will I just go natural?
No, go a la natural.
I'll go a la natural and see if I can come back.
don't fake tan.
Why?
Oh, I just don't think you should fake tan.
No,
you need to.
no, what are you talking about? Fake tan. Go, do it.
Every
Send
time
us some
I
pictures.
think of the fake tan, I think of something about Mary. but she was in a solarium. Oh, that was funny.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, one of the great movies of all time.
Yeah. Before we wrap it up, something to watch on TV. Something about Mary is a good example. What's something we can watch over the holidays? Got anything?
I'm into Succession right now, so I'm a bit behind the times, but I'm watching Succession.
Yeah, right. Oh, God, what's the thing I watched on Netflix the other day?
I'm binge watching all the original Frasier episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Great. One of the great.
So good.
Have you done Cheers before?
I haven't. I have seen. I've clearly watched Cheers. I think Cheers is the single greatest TV show theme song ever.
And greatest ever TV show. Full
I think
stop.
Frasier beats it.
No.
I think Frasier beats it.
No, not a chance. Not in my world.
Well, hang on. Why don't we let Marko the deciding vote? Cheers or Frasier?
Now, they're both very, very
Frasier's
good.
only got 4 good characters.
They're both very
Cheers
good.
had 7 good characters.
But yeah,
Hell? 4 good. Who are the 4 good characters?
In Frasier?
Yeah, name
Frasier, Niles, the old man,
Norm, Nami,
Martin Crane, Marty.
Marty,
Nami,
and
Cliffy.
and Daphne.
What about Roz?
Roz is okay.
What about Bulldog?
Bulldog's an idiot.
What about Maris, who we never see?
No, well, Meredith we don't. So, but we'll go to Cheers. We've got Norm. We've got Cliff.
Nom.
We got
Nami.
We got
Cliffy.
We can then go Diane, or we could go
Sam.
Sam. Oh, there's so many. What about what's her name? Danny DeVito's wife.
Ray Coleman.
Carla.
Carla.
My goodness
So
me.
good. So good.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you got a show for us yet, Marko?
no, don't even worry about me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't even worry.
All right.
Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, have a great. And thanks to all our listeners and everybody who's contributed in 2023. Without them and without you, we aren't the podcast we'd like to be.
Why do you have to be so diplomatic for?
Because
You've just brought the whole feel down of what we're trying to do.
Kind of ending on a real flat note now.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought that
come
was
on.
pretty fucking special.
That's how we'll finish.
have a great one, and we'll see you in 2024.
Thanks for listening to Ox and Marko and being part of the Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers family. We always love you getting involved, so follow us on social media, let us know any comments or thoughts you have, and leave a voicemail anytime on the website, coupleofblokes.coupleofbeers.com. Thanks to the team at E&S Trading, they are fantastic, and their new clearance centre in Melbourne on Dandenong Road, Clayton, right opposite IKEA, is absolutely next level. Definitely worth checking out. Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers, executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, and sound design by Darryl Misson at loudzebra.com.